So what is this assessment? Help explain why we need this and what this means for that homeowner.
You got through the state fire marshal, CAL FIRE, working with county partners, teams of 2 go in. They will go into a property like this. They'll assess and they will photograph, and then they will post online after it's verified, about a 12-hour process, and people can go on a website. They don't have to physically be here to know if their property is damaged, and that will then begin the process for the property owner on insurance and getting us to a point where we can start the rebuild process.
How quickly do you anticipate being able to do that?
Well, as I said, I want all the inspections done within 14 days, every single structure that's been impacted by these fires.
So that's thousands of homes.
Thousands of homes, and so that's the mandate. Whatever resources they need, we said we're going to provide it. And then we're looking right now at debris removal. And you're looking at Herculean effort. I'll give you an example. We were just with the inspectors. They say it's a little different world now today with batteries, not just car batteries, but battery packs, people with solar, those Tesla wall batteries and the like. So the hazmat side of this is made a little bit more complicated, which is fine. We'll work through that.
How soon before this house and that house behind you, how long before you envision this neighborhood?
So on the basis of just moving forward to eliminate as many barriers as possible, the current estimate, and you can come back in 2 weeks and objectively on the basis of new information, I likely would have a modestly different answer. After stress testing the last 48 hours, we think if we get these contracts up and running, we deal with jurisdictional issues between the cities, many cities, and the county of LA and the state, working with our federal partners hand in glove, that we can move forward within 6 to 9 months, get all that debris removed, all the hazardous materials removed. If we get this first 14 days done, that will start that clock.
You're seeing...
Well, you're telling the debris is gone, and I said we want 9 months is the goal. 9 months to a year. You're looking at the magnitude of this, and with the hazmat side, it has to be done in a way that services the long-term needs. And then obviously you're going to learn from this process. Some of the buildings that are surviving, part of their assessment is why did they survive? In so many cases, it's building materials. It's not having the eaves. You see, this is a miracle, this house survived with the old structure where you get those embers that would flow right into the attic, and that structure's gone, and making sure that you never see new construction like that again.
And then what about insurance? I mean, we know, we live here. Your house is insured, my house is insured.
Yeah, the one I have, my dad's house is under the FAIR plan, the state's plan.
And it's very expensive.
Very expensive, and it's not great coverage.
Right, so what do you tell people?
We tell them that we are not only assessing all of that in real time and have hired an independent group to look, to stress test, not just the insurance market, but the utility market in California as well. We had that experience after Camp, led to one of the largest bankruptcies in U.S. history, the largest investor-owned utility, PG&E. From that came a wildfire fund to help stabilize that market. And I say that because we're also mindful of the ongoing investigation as to the cause of this. And part of that cause determination, no one has an understanding fully yet of what caused these fires beyond just hurricane force winds, unprecedented winds, in the driest conditions since the 1850s as it relates to this dry January here in Southern California. Combination of those two things, but was it a utility line? Who's responsible? Was it ours? All those things are being determined. And so we're just stress testing the worst case scenario. If it was a utility, what does that mean to the utility market? As it relates to insurance, what does it mean to private insurers? Who are the insurers? We've been making a lot of reforms in our insurance market, and we'll need to make subsequent reforms.
Something that's particularly pressing for this community you're standing in is lack of insurance. A lot of people inherited homes or were working class. Yeah. What about people who didn't have insurance?
And that's going to be the most difficult and challenging thing. And that's where FEMA comes in. That's where the SBA comes in. That's where the state of California comes in. That's where the federal government comes in. That's where philanthropy comes in. People have lost their lives. They've lost their businesses. They've lost hope. And we've got to restore the hope and then restore their lives and businesses and opportunities.
J.D. Vance was on television today talking about lack of competency on your part.
Okay.
What do you say to? You've heard this almost every single day.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him. Hurricanes that were attached to fires, unprecedented wind experiences, heroic firefighters from all across the United States. We got folks from Texas, we got folks from Wyoming that have been pounding on this, the best next-gen technology. We've got these fire hawks, guys with night vision goggles, pounding these fires 24/7. We've got thousands of National Guard men and women that have been on here. We pre-positioned 120 engines, helicopters, dozers, water tenders. We did that on Sunday, 2 days before this event. So with respect to the future vice president, I didn't hear his remarks, but I would invite him, as I did Donald Trump, to visit with the community, express empathy of the scale of this tragedy, and be here for the American people that happen to reside here in Southern California.